This is Karen with NewClevelandRadio.net, and we are back talking to performers, artists, uh, adventurers that go to the most wonderful place in the world called Cafe Lena in Saratoga Springs, New York. And today I have Brian. Do you pronounce your last name Nilsson?
Nilsson, yeah,
N-
Byron Nilsson.
Byron Nilsson. And you're doing a special performance. It's something that is a little bit new to Cafe Lena. So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. It happens that uh, Friday, April 9th, is the 93rd birthday of Tom Lehrer. And he's a songwriter turned math teacher who, with a small body of work, implanted himself into the hearts of a deranged side of America that needed an alternative to the grimness of the late 1950s and 1960s, 1970s, 19, well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Uh, his perspective was very unique for its time, and continues to be very reassuring. He writes about death, despair, apocalypse, and does so in an incredibly funny way.
Well, sometimes we have to laugh at those terrible things that happen in life. Otherwise, we can't survive them. Like
Exactly.
like this last year, this pandemic. I mean, if we can't laugh a little bit about it, um, then there's really something wrong with us because um, we got to get on with life.
And Lehrer, as with so many other topics, wrote the perfect pandemic song decades ago, which is a tribute to communicable disease called "I Got It from Agnes,"
Oh,
and it's sort of sounds like a old British music hall number.
and there are going to be some people who are going to like this kind of music. There are going to be some people who are going to be sitting there scratching their heads. But
Sure.
you know what? That's what entertainment is all about. It's it's not a one size fits all. And I'm so excited that Cafe Lena, you know, welcomes this kind of music into their home.
Well,
Um,
yes, they're always, they're thought of as a folk music incubator, and rightfully so. I mean, it's the longest running coffee house in the US, if not the world. But they've always had, Lena was very much interested in theater, and they've always had, other arms on that body. We've performed there. Oh, at least I've been there for over 25 years in various guises, doing both cabaret and improvisational comedy. So, that's a testament to the variety that can be there.
exactly. So, what got you into the business to begin with? I mean, we all have a backstory.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to work, and this seemed to be a viable alternative, except that it doesn't pay. So I married somebody who has a good reliable income and health benefits, and that's been pretty much the source of my career success.
Well, you're very lucky because not all of us can marry the person who is going to carry us through.
Well, it didn't work the first time. This is
Oh,
I'm on the second.
I love
But it turns out a starter marriage can be good, because I thought when the first marriage went awry that it was all her fault, and I was impressed at how many problems reoccurred with me as the common denominator.
Yeah, usually, there it takes more than one person to um, destroy a relationship. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes. Well put.
So,
So I discovered theater in what, junior high school, I guess. I thought it was a way to meet girls, and it was, but you needed to, you needed. I thought I could do it with great insincerity, but that doesn't work.
it just didn't work.
No,
No.
but I still, retained a love for theater. And then at the same time, I was learning about popular song, but popular song of decades before, I kind of fell out of touch with what my classmates were listening to, and I was discovering Cole Porter and Noel Coward and Jerome Kern and classic old musicals, and there was no coming back from that.
Well, and that music is still sensational today. And you can hear it with a lot of the young performers who are picking up on that songbook and bringing it back to life. So,
Oh, it's always been a joy, as I creep into advanced senescence, to see subsequent generations who do make that discovery and begin to mine that, alongside stalwarts like Linda Ronstadt and Rod Stewart, each who put out a standards album. Even Bob Dylan got in there recently.
so speaking of Bob Dylan, he sort of got his start at Cafe Lena.
That's right.
And Lena liked him. So it seems like if she put her stamp of approval on somebody, they sort of made it in this world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a launching pad for so many people, and some like Dylan, spectacularly moved on. People like Dave Van Ronk became a mainstay of that place, and but there was a time when Tom Paxton had two daughters at Skidmore. We'd see him at Cafe Lena a lot, so it's also conveniently placed sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been 2 years since we've been up there, and we're hoping that it's going to be safe enough to travel this summer, um, or at least early fall to be up there because there is no other place like Cafe Lena. And we have a lot of great venues here in the Cleveland area, but they're missing that little bit of special thing that happens at the cafe.
Yeah, last time I was in Cleveland, my daughter was attending a lute camp that was run for a week at Case Western.
Oh, okay.
And I think we, at least had a good look at the inside of that institution, if not too much around the city.
Did you at least get to the Rock Hall?
No.
No. Okay. Well, next time. Yeah,
Yes.
it's worth seeing. So on the 12th, tell us a little bit about this presentation that you're going to be doing.
Sure. It's on the 9th,
Oh, I'm
actually.
sorry, the 9th. I've got that. No, April
Okay.
the 9th. Okay.
Yes. And um, I just this is the liability of Zoom. A message just popped up saying you better restart your computer. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell it to get out of there. So, um, well, it's I work with a pianist named Malcolm Kogut. We've been working together for over 30 years, and doing a variety of projects. But at the core of it is this kind of cabaret show performing, and we have always we've kind of mined the repertory that others tastefully avoid. Um, Much of our stuff is comic and fast paced. I try to choose things where people can't really tell when I get out of tune too badly. Um, so there are songs by Flanders and Swan, a British songwriting team from the 1940s and 50s. And we go back from there into actual music hall stuff from the 1890s, some standards, but we figure other people have got the standards pretty well sewn up. So we try to present something offbeat, unusual, but nevertheless captivating. And
Captivating.
humor seems to be a good tool for that.
Well, like I said in the beginning, we all need to laugh. We all need to smile. It gets us through the day. This past winter, I know you guys had a lot of snow up in the Saratoga Springs area.
Yeah.
Uh, we've had almost no snow here, except today we are getting our fair share. And so as I look outside after it was just 70 degrees 2 days ago, I had to find things that made me laugh and smile because I could have let Mother Nature on April Fool's Day just really mess me up. But she's not going to do that.
Well, we got a light dusting of it this morning as well. So
Well,
But I live on a farm. I tap trees for maple syrup, so this will add a little extra sap collection before the leaves start to burst out.
now that sounds like an interesting thing to do. Uh,
Well, here are these trees. I figure might as well do something with them.
so what you bottle your own syrup then?
Yes,
Ah, how wonderful. There's
and
nothing
if I'd been prepared, I would turn around and display one, but I'm not, so I won't.
that's okay. We'll let people know that they can find you.
That's right.
So, um,
So our program opens with a classic Tom Lehrer number titled "Poisoning Pigeons in the Park." And which seems rather gleefully mean spirited. Although when he wrote that, he was at Harvard in the late 40s and early 50s. He wrote at a time when the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service was actually feeding stricken and laced corn to the pigeons in Boston's parks. As we've always had a thoughtful tradition of wiping out what we consider to be the pests from their natural habitats. And so you'd never know that piece of history from the song. It just seems to be a gleeful celebration of the act of, causing this. I guess it would be aviocide. Um,
so this type of humor that is being brought to the stage, we have so many people who question us even just saying happy holiday instead of Merry Christmas. Okay. Our dialogue has changed and people find so many things from the past that were acceptable
I
unacceptable.
think. I think as for that particular controversy, I think it's Bill O'Reilly collects royalties every time somebody succumbs to that. I must avoid saying Merry Christmas thing. So we don't want Bill O'Reilly to profit off of that. So Merry Christmas, Bill.
I love it. Oh, I just wish I could be up there, but since I can't, I know I can stream it
Yes.
because um, that's the one thing that Cafe Lena was doing before the pandemic and very wonderfully did for this past year and will continue to, is they stream the shows. Um, and there's something new at the cafe this year. Um, there will be no food and beverage. People will have to wear their mask the whole time. But you know what? That's if we can keep each other safe and laugh behind the mask, that would
Yeah.
be absolutely wonderful.
We actually were planning this program for no audience live stream only, which is what we thought it would be the case back when we booked this. And so we were ending each song, with the finish of the song, and then take a moment where the applause would come in. Instead, Malcolm was working on playoffs, such as they do, like playoffs in Broadway shows, and he's delighted that he doesn't have to keep doing that. So he never wants to have too much attention called to him, which is strange since he's such a fantastic pianist. I say, come on, take 16 bars here.
So again, this is April the 9th,
April 9th.
and I believe it starts at 7 o'clock.
It's
You,
at 8 o'clock because it's
oh,
on
wait
a
a minute.
Friday.
I've got everything all mixed up here.
Oh no, I thought it was 7 at first, but it
Okay.
that's so you may have gotten that misinformation from me.
No, I probably just assumed because so many of their shows have started at 7.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
April the 9th,
Yes,
and it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
correct.
For those of you on the West Coast, subtract 3 hours and watch it at 5 o'clock Pacific Time, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be part of the Cafe Lena opening up, and I think this is just gonna be so much fun to watch and take in. Uh,
Oh, I'm hopeful. And it's not just Tom Lehrer. We will be throwing in some songs that influenced him. So there's even a Cole Porter number in there.
wow, a Cole Porter. That reminds me of my parents, so I love hearing that.
Good.
Would be something that they would be listening to, and back in the day, I would say, "Can't we listen to some rock and roll?" And they'd go, "No." Um, so I did learn to appreciate, what was
They
happening.
just figured you had to figure it was just one of those things that they would do night and day.
Absolutely. But, towards the end of my mother's life, I did get her to listen to a little bit of rock and roll.
How'd
Be
that work?
um, she preferred Cole Porter.
Yeah, well, oh, the fogies.
But, having a son in the music industry, she knew that she always had to say that she liked everything because he never told her what he was working on. So that was always yeah. So, she would say, "Oh, that's great," and he'd say, "Mom, that's not mine," and she'd say, "Oh, okay." And the next song, "Oh, that was wonderful." "Mom, that still wasn't mine." So, she learned to listen to a variety of things, and that's what I do when I come to Cafe Lena because, like you said, it started out, you know, with folk music and it has grown to just embrace music. In fact, it's the place where the music never dies.
And they've been doing adding music instruction to their live stream programs of
Yes.
late. That's terrific.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Good luck on April the 9th at
Right.
8 p.m. And next time you come to Cleveland, let's get together and we will go to the Rock Alt Roll. Oh, look at that.
There's
You got the program.
that's the program.
They are ready for you.
Well, I had to have there were a few visual aids. There's an obit in here that ties into one of the songs, and I thought it'd be good for people to be able to see those things. So it's a value added event.
Well, I want to thank you again, and you are welcome back anytime because you are a delight.
No, thanks. Well, with any luck, we'll meet in Cleveland soon.
All right. Have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too.